teachers. So today we are going to go over how to create an assignment that allows a student to annotate and insert text boxes on a PDF document. So one of the apps that we're going to use is Drawboard PDF. Now this app is an excellent app. It works very well with the touchscreen devices that the students have. And it's also free for them to download onto their own devices. So they can simply go to the Microsoft Store on their Dell 3190 devices and download this directly onto the computer without any additional privileges. If you have a student that has their personal device, that's going to be dependent upon what their settings are and if they're going to be able to use this or not. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to create an assignment. I already have one created here, so we're going to go in and edit it, and I'm going to show you how to build it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the PDF file to the rich content editor portion of the assignment. And we are going to go into Files, and we're going to choose a PDF. Here's one on the Great Depression. Now, if we simply attach the file, it's not going to show them a preview of it, but they will be able to download it onto their device. If you want them to be able to see a preview, again, just go ahead and click somewhere on the inside of the link. Click on the chains for link to URL, and we're going to select the auto open the inline preview for this link. We still have to update that link. And that's just best practices for any file that you're going to put inside Canvas if you want the students to see it without having to download it. Now we're going to come down, and we are going to want them to annotate the file and then resubmit it to us. So we definitely want to use an online submission, and it's going to be a file upload. We do not want them to do a text entry. And we don't necessarily need to do this, but you can restrict the upload type to PDF just to make sure that they don't accidentally put a different type of file in here. We're going to give them unlimited attempts. As they start to learn this process, we'll be able to see each and every submission with a date and time stamp, so you don't have to worry about integrity there. And we're going to go ahead and assign this to everybody and make sure that it has a due date so that it shows up on the student's calendar, their to-do list, and also so that it can sync with our Infinite Campus. So we're going to go ahead and save this assignment. And that's all there is to it. So if we go to the student view, I'm going to show you what the students would do in order to open this and annotate it. So the students are going to navigate to that assignment. It is the Drawboard PDF Annotate Assignment. I think this is the right one that I had. Okay, so this is going to be the file preview that they can see so that while you're discussing the topic, they can go ahead and see the file that they'll be annotating. And they're simply going to click on the file, and that's going to download a copy of the file into the Downloads folder of their device. Now, if they have their default app set up already, they can click on this and it's going to open in Drawboard, but most likely they will not. Okay, so if they come in and do the open, it's probably going to open it into Microsoft Edge or some other default browser. So instead of opening it from here, have them go ahead and open the actual Drawboard PDF. They're going to click on the three bars, click on the Open, click on File Explorer, and it's going to take them to their standard File Explorer. So most likely it'll be in their Downloads folder. They can simply click on the PDF file and open it within Drawboard PDF. They can choose a pen and annotate it. Remember, they're going to have touch screens, so they won't have to use their mouse, but they can go ahead and annotate within this screen. To make it easier to see, they can also zoom in, and so when they annotate, it's going to be a lot clearer when you actually go in and zoom this back out. So they can get very detailed drawings within here. They can do things like change the colors, they can highlight text, they can insert their own text box, and so they can put text commentary. So if you have a student that doesn't have a touch screen and they want to add that text box, then they can go ahead and add a text box and type their answers in. So these are all great things. The one thing you need to remind your students of is that when they are done, this is not an autosave program. They are going to need to click on the little floppy disk drive and save that file back to their computer. So when they come to submit their assignment and they choose their file, you just need to make sure that the file that they are uploading contains the annotations, and they'll be able to do that. So once they submit that file, it's going to give them the opportunity to, there's the original, but if they click on this download submission, they can make sure that the one that they submitted has those annotations on it. So make sure you teach them to go back and just make sure that they have the correct file, that they've saved it, and that their annotations are actually on the submission. And you can always give them comments back and say, hey, it doesn't look like I got your annotated copy. Go ahead and resubmit that. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions on this. You can always email MPS edtech@mooreschools.com, or you can email Wendy Argenbright at mooreschools.com, and hopefully we can allow you to walk through this with your students. Thank you very much.